Hi everyone, welcome back to Baking with Alyssa. This week I'm going to show you how I made this 4th of July cake, but not only did I make it for 4th of July, I made it for my dad's 49th birthday. So first I started making the cakes and I just used boxed cake mix and I used the French vanilla Betty Crocker cake mix. So now I'm just adding the ingredients that it needs, which is water, oil, and eggs. So lastly, we're just mixing the batter all together and make sure there's no lumps or bumps in the mix. So once the batter was all mixed nicely, I got 3 different bowls and split the batter up evenly. So here I put one bowl aside for the white layer of the cake, and then I'm dyeing the other layers red and blue. So next I'm going to pour my batter into my pans. So I made sure I had parchment paper cut out in circles at the bottom so the cake didn't stick to the bottom of each pan, and then I sprayed each one with Pam. So once I poured the batter all in the pans, I put them in the oven, and this is how they came out. And now I'm just going to cut off the tops and make them all even. So once I cut off the tops of all the cakes, I'm just gonna stack and frost each layer until the cake is all set. Now I'm just scraping off any frosting that might have squeezed out of the cake so I can put it in the fridge to cool. So while the cake was in the fridge cooling, I thought I'd make cake pops with the leftover cake. So I started by just crumbling up the cake into little tiny pieces, and then I had to switch bowls because I kind of made a mess everywhere. And then once it was all crumbled up, I added some frosting and mixed. So once I was done with this, I took my scooper and started scooping the mixture into little balls and rolling them out. And the color didn't look the best because I had red, white, and blue all mixed together and I didn't do it separate, but it tastes the same, so it doesn't really matter. So once the cake pops were done and rolled out into little balls, I put them in the fridge and then I took the cake out and started frosting the cake. So once the cake was frosted, it was time to add my red, white, and blue sprinkles all around the cake. So once I finished that, I put the cake back in the fridge to cool, and I took out my cake pops to cover in white chocolate and sprinkles. So to melt my white chocolate, I put it in the microwave for 30 seconds, and then I took it out and stirred it and put it back in the microwave for 30 seconds until it was fully melted. So here I'm just covering my cake pop with white chocolate, and then I'm going to put it on the fork and shake out that extra white chocolate. And then once I do that, I put it back on the baking sheet and sprinkle some jimmies on top. So my cake pops are all done and I just left them out to cool, and here I'm putting a border around the bottom of my cake. Then I went to put the cake pops on the top of my cake, and they weren't really sticking because of the sprinkles that were on the top. So I just scraped a little out and then covered the bottom of each cake pop with some frosting to make it stick. So for 4th of July, I also made chocolate chip cookies with red, white, and blue sprinkles in them. So I decided to take 2 and cut them in half and also put that at the top of the cake. So here's the ending result of what the cake looked like. There's the border, the jimmies, then the cookie and the cake pops. And then this is the front view of the cake. And here is the top view of the cake. And then the inside, you can see the different color of the layers. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more. And hopefully next year you guys can make this for your 4th of July with your family and friends.